Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Always, and welcome back to Anti-Material Energy. In the last episode, we were working on Aura Cascade, mostly, getting the last of the stuff we needed from that quest line, that we could at least, do. So there's still a little bit left in the Aura Cascade stuff, but it's just these 4 quests that don't have recipes. And I'm probably not going to make recipes or anything for them because I have no clue what was planned or anything like that. But I did finally do the thing I said I was going to do, and I made a recipe in this game. To be honest, it was pretty simple and straightforward. But if we take carbon nanotubes, like we've done before, and we put... Oh no, are they not... Uh-oh. Did reloading it cancel my stuff? I don't know. Hopefully not. It did. Plain sky. Oh no, it didn't. Okay, fine. There we go. So I have a jungle capsule, and rather than using, basically, I copy pasted the recipe for the plains capsule, changed a couple of numbers, one for theobromine and one for the jungle capsule itself, and I figured this is a good enough recipe. I figure theobromine being cocoa beans would be fitting, so we can make a jungle biome now. So that's the first thing we're going to do today, and yeah, the plan is currently we need to make the fusion chamber, and that's something I'm hoping to get done today. It's going to take a long time. As we saw last episode, it's going to take 181 fusion walls, which, by the way, take 4 each of the tungsten platings, and 241 tungsten platings by themselves. Now, I am very close to that, but I want to set up some automation with a docking station before we get to doing anything. And as you can see, I have a bunch of the quantum entangled singularities. I'm getting more singularities over there. Things are going pretty good otherwise. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get some dirt. Dirt is in here. Let's just get... I just want like 16, I think. And hopefully this works. We need ocelots for one of the last inventory pets. I might see if I can fix the recipe for the inventory pet stuff. What is it? The one that's like... which one is it? I don't remember now. Pets. The anvil. The anvil pet. We'll see if I can't fix the recipe for that. I might try looking into that. I don't know why it's not there, why it's broken. It's like the mod doesn't recognize it or something. I have no idea. Because the recipe is in the game, it's just not working. So I don't know that I'll be able to fix it. Anyways, I can always just cheat it in. Some stuff like that we're gonna cheat it. Other things we're just gonna complete the quest when we're done. So I've been working pretty diligently getting tungsten and all that kind of fun stuff, but we need a couple of things. We need some carbon nanotubes, cellulose, and theobromine. So 10 carbon nanotubes. What was that? That's sucrose. Alright, so we need cellulose and theobromine, and hopefully this works. Cellulose, the easiest way to get that is from like saplings, plant life, and all that kind of stuff. So we just need 10 of those. I guess let's take some logs. And that'll work. And let's just get rid of the rest of them. And then the last thing we're going to need is the theobromine, which is cocoa beans. I chose cocoa beans because obviously that's kind of what you find in a jungle, so I figured that'd be like the best recipe for something like this. And there we go. We have the theobromine. We're going to go ahead and decompose everything else. But we can then make carbon nanotubes, cellulose, and theobromine. And that makes the jungle capsule. Hey, and it worked. Awesome. So, I mean, to be fair, all I did really was copy-paste some stuff. But at the same time, like, I had to figure things out myself. It's kind of interesting. You can't find out like what values the capsules have because, well, you can't. I know that doesn't make too much sense, but what it is it actually uses the Minecraft biome IDs to tell you like what specific biome it makes. So like Plains Capsule is 2, Mushroom Island is 15, Sky Capsule is 10. But the thing is, and this is where it gets weird, the biomes are actually 1 off. So it's not exactly what you think it should be. And we're going to go like way out here so that things spawn a little bit more readily. Let's go like right here. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, it was a little bit strange. The biome numbers are like, the biome ID numbers are 1 off, which is really strange, but oh well, is what it is. It worked. I don't care. Now we can make as much jungle capsule stuff as we want. We can make a big enough jungle, and it doesn't really matter. Now the only thing we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to make sure this is well lit. You know, let's go get a little bit more. Let's make this a 5x5. That takes a while to charge. Let's make a 5x5, and I also want to get a piece of grass. So I don't know if this is actually going to work to spawn in. So let's see, 16. We need 8 more there. Okay. I don't know if this is actually going to work to spawn in the ocelots, but I am hoping. And that's what we need. We need ocelots. The last pet that we need is the ocelot pet. So let's see. It's like here. Cool, we got repair on our shovel. That's neat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is now a jungle. Let's see. We should have a watering can. I want to spread the grass, and then we're going to see if anything spawns while we work on other things. Now, this episode is going to be broken up a little bit because I have a lot of auto crafting to do. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So we'll throw those in there. And let's see, watering can. There it is. So the hope is we're going to get a couple of ocelots. I don't know quite how they spawn. I don't know if they randomly spawn or not. We will find out. They probably need grass, so that's what we're going to do. And hopefully we can get a couple ocelots eventually. We need 4 ocelot heads. So yeah, any ocelots that spawn we're going to have to unfortunately kill. But we have a cleaver. It'll work just fine to give us the what we want, and it will be, yeah, we'll kind of go from that point. Is the cleaver in here? Yes. So we're gonna keep that on us. I don't need the ore cascade anymore. So yeah, I will kind of keep an eye out for anything spawning over there. I know you have to be so far away, but you also have to be close enough for them to spawn, so it's kind of weird. Anyways, the docking station. So this is something we need to automate because it's going to be a pain to not. So let's get some planks, and I need 3 chests. 1, 2, 3. We're also going to want a couple of filters. Sure. And how this is going to work, we're going to put this here. That is for the, what are they called? The circuits. Specifically these circuits. So theoretically, we're going to need the PA wrench, aren't we? Or whatever it's called. I think it's just called a wrench in this version. So can I change you to output? We can. Cool. So extract, basic item filter, whitelist, match metadata. That should be enough. Let's see. And we're just going to insert on that and always active. So are you going to put, yes you are, perfect. So it's only going to put those circuits, hopefully. That's the plan anyways. And then we're going to have a chest. I'll probably need to move this chest. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get rid of all this stuff. So we need this. Everything else. Our inventory is full. Alright. Let's just grab the rest of this stuff and put whatever we can in here. Can we make 3 more of those? We certainly can. Let's try to make another storage disk. And it needs some place to put them. And then we'll make one of these. So we need pure Certus and redstone and silicon. And we're just gonna go do this manually because why not? So let's jump in here. Had to remember which one. Let's see, calculation press. U. And once, there we go. Puts that in there, and then we'll get our calculation processor, and that will give us a 4K storage cell. And that will be enough for now. So, did this presumably would have left here had it been allowed to. Waitlist. Alright, cool. So theoretically we'll be able to automate that later. Do we have any cats? Any ocelots? I'm gonna see how they spawn. Unfortunately our little trick with the fairy pet thing, the charm, the fairy charm, this thing, the baiter fairies, that will not work. It only works for the base mobs, so pigs, cows, chickens, sheep. It does not work for anything else. So unfortunate, but is what it is. So now we can get the 4K storage. And we'll put that in there. And now we can put all this stuff. I wanted the wrench. Actually, I don't think we need the wrench. We shall see. Anyways, so we're going to need a chest for output and then another chest for inputs. So output is probably the easiest. But this is where things get interesting. In order for this all to work, we need multiple inputs. So we're going to put this on round robin and this one on round robin. And this is where things get strange. So we're going to have this be an input on red. This will be extract. So the docking station has very specific sightedness to it. And if you don't know it, it's kind of weird. So energy and outputs are always on the top and bottom. So extract, red, always active. Then energy, I'm not too worried about. We can give it, we might need to give it energy. That might actually be a thing, which should not be too much of a problem to just run some cables. Like so. Just do that. That'll be fine. So this has energy, and cool. So with all calculators, and I'm literally reading off the wiki, the first two inputs are on the left and right respectively. So We're going to want this. This is going to be the coal. We're going to make that black. Always active, round robin. And then this will be the circuit we can make. Let's just do blue. Always active. So if we look in this, it has nothing so far. So the first input has to be for the controlled fuel. We need it to be a circuit. So left needs to be blue. And so it's going to get a circuit. Right needs to be, I thought we might need more filters, but I guess not. Right needs to be insert on black. So that'll be a controlled fuel. So that's the first two slots. With atomic and flawless calculators, as they have more slots, so it has 3 slots. The third input is on the back, so that is also going to be black. And then finally, for flawless calculators, the front is where the fourth input is, so it'll be blue. And we should see if I actually connected it. Okay, maybe not. So I guess that could be black. Maybe it's other way around. Nope. So those two are going to be black, and then that means this one is probably... Okay, so that works. So yeah, there is sightedness to it, which is the strange part. We don't need any filters, I don't think. That one is configured. What is that configured for? Let's just... Oh, it's already configured for that. Okay. So we can just clear that. It'll be fine. Cool. So theoretically, if I take some fuel, which is the purified coal. No. Is it purified coal? Enriched coal. Which I do have a little bit of. And throw it in here. This does take time. Can we actually take this stuff out? Can we actually give it speed upgrades? If we can, that would be awesome. I don't know if we can or not. Oh, we can. Cool. So let's just give it 8 speed upgrades. And then that's going to fill up this chest with controlled fuel. Perfect. So that's the automation we want. That is all we really need to do. So at this point, to get the 241 tungsten, we need 146 controlled fuel. That's it. And I think we should be pretty close. So, what am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something here. Oh well. Oh, right, my flawless calculator. That's what I'm missing. So I'll have to find something else to put there so I don't have to deal with things just always getting in my way. Let's just keep a golden lasso on there for now. Because if we find any cats, I'm going to capture them. So that is... So we need 190 some. So then all I'll have to do is every once in a while make a bunch of enriched coal, which is calculator. I can do that really easy. This is awesome. I like the automation. It's really simple. And actually is going to be really useful for other series because, well, I need to use more docking stations for other things. So tungsten, we're going to need 241. So let's go ahead. We can't make that many, but if we do it in 100, and then just do that a couple of times, we should be fine. So, with that, the only other thing is the fusion walls. We're going to need technically 179 more of those because I have 2 of them in here. It's going to require a lot of the quantum entangled singularities. You guys have seen all that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cut the episode here, and I will come back after a very, 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 very long time when I have all that stuff. So I will be back in a while. This is going to take a while. And about an hour or so later, we finally have everything we need. So I went ahead and did a couple of things. One, I made a 400k crafting storage. Another one of these that enabled me to make all 716 tungsten platings that we're going to need for the fusion walls. I went over here to the giant crater that I made and got a bunch of the singularities, and I actually made another 1k storage to hold all that stuff in here, because we can just go right here and you guys can see just how much stuff we needed. We need 179 more of the fusion walls, and yeah, it's gonna take a lot of stuff. 716. It's actually going to make one less than we need, but whatever. So, you know, let's actually make... I don't have enough tungsten. Oh, wow. Yeah, the tungsten was the problem, by far. I have so much titanium. I was turning it into scandium, I do believe. Yeah, I have 800 scandium. This thing fills up really quickly as well. I need more 4Ks for this, but I just basically converted whatever I could into whatever I could. I've got a bunch of nickel in here, ferrous metal, whatever, same difference. Just kind of converting nickel. Circuits was also pretty bad, but I managed to get a ton of circuits. Just let this kind of run for a while and whatnot. We have a bunch of things in here, including some flawless glass. We have extra calculator screens and broccoli and a ton of things. Power cubes, we have a bunch of those now. So yeah, we have plenty of things going for us, but we need these fusion walls. So we're almost there actually. 100 and... Let's see, we only have 25 more. It's pretty slow because of the crafting, but we can make the fusion chamber. Now, there is a little bit of a concern. A little bit of concern. There's the chance that we might need... Okay, so that should be all of them. 181, yep. So there's a slight chance that we might need something other than just power to power this. So I don't actually know off the top of my head what this is going to require, but we'll find out soon enough, and hopefully we can do something with this, but if not, oh well. We'll figure out some other things to do. So let's get the blueprint in, and by the way, I have not seen anything spawn over there. I've waited around that area. You can see on the map where I kind of went a little bit away from everything. Ocelots are weird. I don't know if they count towards... I believe they count towards the hostile mob cap, not the passive one. But it might be a while before anything spawns there. So I'll kind of keep an eye out. And if anything spawns, great. If anything doesn't, we'll figure something out. I might put a recipe in for the ocelot's spawn egg or something. I don't know. Anyways, we need to make this thing. And this is a pretty big structure. Requires a lot of these tungsten platings more than anything, and there's a good chance that this is going to require nether stars to power, or there could be something else. I don't know. Depends on the version of MineChem, and I have no clue, to be honest, what to expect. So we're gonna see if we can't use this. If we can, it's gonna be awesome. We'll be able to get the kinetic matters and all that kind of stuff a lot easier. And then we'll be able to kind of get most of the rest of this mod pack finished up. I have been working off camera on Material Energy Hypercubed. It's going to take me a while before I can get that up though, because I've got to wait a long time for that series. But we'll see what we can get into, because there is another Material Energy 5, I believe. There's also another one that I've wanted to do for a long time. I don't know if we're going to get to that next, but there's a few more material energies to play and whatnot. So we'll get to them as we get to them. Alright, so let's get these. And we'll build this fusion chamber. So hopefully this works, and hopefully we can use it. If we can use it immediately, that is going to be great. That's going to be kind of the plan. And then what we can do is make kinetic matters and all those a lot simpler. Not leave it to random chance, but actually get what we want, which means we can get the redstone clock and actually automate our system with all of the applied logistics stuff. So there is good reason to do all this. We are still another stack of tungsten platings, but this is all we have left, so we're almost done. And nothing will spawn in here or anything like that. I don't think things can spawn on these blocks, first of all. But more importantly, like, this is a mushroom biome, mushroom island biome, rather. So they can't spawn anyway, so we don't have to worry about it. Let's just get this finished up. And I really like the blueprint projector. Actually makes this a lot nicer. Alright, and we do this. And finally, one, two, oh, I missed. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cool. So we can take that out, we can break this. And this thing requires power. Awesome. So we're just going to drain all of our power ever. And yeah, this is going to use a ton of RF. It can store, it looks like 1 billion RF. So yeah, we're going to lose power very, very, very soon. But what this means is we can actually start working towards some really cool things. Specifically, one thing we can do is get the atomic multiplier. But we've been able to do that for a while. This isn't that bad to do. We might look into that like maybe next episode. This thing requires 1 billion RF as well, but I think it'll be really useful because it requires, yeah, like I said, 7 circuits and 1 billion RF and quadruples an item. Now, we might want to do that, but it might be better just to kind of forget it and do some other stuff. But we could quadruple stuff like octadic capacitors. I don't think that's worth it though. The capacitors are not that awful, but like we could quadruple potentially the vibrant capacitor banks, which is a little bit nicer of a thing. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff, but there's things we can do. Anyways, I don't know if we'll end up making that, but we are going to be making the redstone clock because we need temporal matter, and temporal matter comes from kinetic matter, which is 1002. So this is where the fusion chamber really comes in handy. So unfortunately, okay, we do have power again. Good. So if we want this high level matter, we need 10,002. Well, luckily there is other matters. Condensed matter is where we can start. Condensed matter is 125. So we need something that adds up to 125. I think gold is going to be something good to use, a good starting point, which is 40. No, that's silver. AU gold. 79. And then, because I don't really feel like doing math, 125 minus 79 is 46. So element 46. Oh, I wish I had that out. I had a periodic table for when I was doing this. MineChem stuff with material energy cubed, I would use a oh, what are they called? The thing that does the thing. A periodic table, just to kind of make things easier on myself. Paracel is also, ooh, actually Paracel is really good. We could use Paracel and 4 beryllium. I could easily get a stack of Paracel. You know what? That might be better. So Paracel, we can turn into... it's only a 10% chance. I don't know that that's going to be that great. So what's element 46? We just type 46. We should see lag spike. It is not going to be fun. Palladium, that's right. But we can get palladium from 23. 2 23s, what's 23? Vanadium? I can actually get vanadium pretty easily. Or we could do chromium and titanium, which I have a lot of. So I also have a lot of vanadium. So let's get like a bunch of vanadium. And I don't know how expensive this is to combine, but this is still storing energy. And it's pretty expensive. Alright, good to know. So yeah, we're gonna probably want more RF power. Do we have, which type of energy do we have? We have, okay, the good ones, the 256. But the problem is this doesn't export power all that well. So, I'll have to figure out something else to do with that. What we could do... this is out of power again. We could get another furnace generator and just go for it. Have a single furnace generator or 2 powering this guy. But, like, yeah, that's not going to be fun. That takes so much energy. So, condensed matter. We have a little bit. And evidently it is... I wish I knew, like, it's... Wow, it's 1.25 million per item. So that is pretty expensive. But there is 4 condensed. And that is... Wow, it gets worse. But this will make dark matter, and then red matter, and then so on. So this might not be easier. But what we can do... And this is kind of the cool part. What we can do is just put a vanadium in there. We can go ahead and do the other method of getting the high tier stuff. So like the temporal matter and all that kind of stuff. And then if we can get just UU matter, which I'd love to get fire, that would be like amazing. We can't get UU matter, but if we can get like corporal matter, we can turn it into the other ones. And then just kind of go from there. Now, I wonder, once we get power again, I'm going to put this in here, condensed matter. What I want to see is what happens if we try to, like, get rid of one of these. Now, antimony is a thing we could try to get. And that's just, you know, antimaterial. We can just put this in here. And we get antimaterial, which is 3 antimonies. We need a stack of antimony. And that's going to be just add a stack, which is kind of cool. And then we can do this to make an omnimatter, which we can then decompose, and we got corporeal matter. Cool. So this, I think, we could decompose this if we wanted to. And that's what I want to see. If we can decompose... Actually, it's not that I want to see. I want to see stuff like kinetic matter. Because that would be kind of more useful. Corporeal matter makes kinetic matter, which is actually what we need. Isn't it? No. Which one did we need? Temporal? Yeah, temporal. So that is 102. It's kinetic matter. Those are messed up. They're kind of reversed. But let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff. So we have... Let's see all the matters we have. We have void matter, temporal matter. Now, one of these I do believe is not useful. Is Essentia matter. We're going to need one of those. So that's useful. I mean, it's temporal matter. Well, okay, that would be the time, but it's, like I said, messed up. Void matter is useless. So let's see. This might hopefully not crash the game. If it does, we'll end the episode. But theoretically, we could put that in there. It doesn't work because there's nothing at 503. But, you know, I'm willing to take the chance. Corporeal matter gives us 2 red matters. The reason why that works is because, yeah, it's corporeal matter. It rounds down. So 103 would not work. And 102 would also not work. So the bright side is we could put red matter, and that will not craft together because it takes too much energy. Huh. Great. I could change that if I need to. But we can just put those in there. So we have condensed matter, we have a variety of things. So we're not going to be able to use the fusion thing for what I wanted per se, but we can take all this antimony, which I have stacks upon it. We can get stacks pretty easily and make a bunch of omnimatter, decompose all of these, and get some various things. And then if we want, say, the redstone clock, where you need temporal, which needs kinetic, 102. We're going to need 8 102s, which I'm not even close to having any. So 101, 3, 4, 6, 5. All right, and that's all of the matters. So there's a bunch of quests for those. We're going to need to get them all, but it's under alchemy, temporal matter. We're going to need 10 of each of those. Yeah, okay. So we're going to make the atomic multiplier. That is going to be how we do that. And if we can get one of each, then we can multiply them and it'll be fine. So a lot of things to do, but most of it is going to be a matter of just getting a ton of antimony, which number 51. We can get that 2 ways. 102 split in half, or something 103, which 102 is nobelium. That's not going to happen. Or easier, 25, 26 type-ish things. Let's see, 25 manganese, or iron. So iron and manganese, or something like that, should be pretty easy to fuse, and we can get a lot of things. So I mean, we have 23. We have a ton of 23, and if we need 51, it'd be 20. Math. 23 and 28. What's 28? Let's see. Nickel. Yeah, we have a lot of nickel. So we could fuse these together and get antimony. Is this recommended? Not at all. Because we got 20 of them. Yeah, it takes 500,000 RF to get that. So RF generation is probably something we'd want to have much higher if we want to get a bunch of antimony. I think the better way is just going to be getting all of this anti-blocks and taking them and making whatever we want. So I'll kind of play around with that and see what I want to do, but in the end we're just gonna have to get a bunch of the temporal matters. So next time the plan is gonna be this: we are going to focus on getting access to the atomic multiplier. We're gonna get that hooked up to a lot of power. We might actually just put it straight into our system here, and then we're gonna see if we can't duplicate, if we can get enough of these guys to get whatever matter they're equivalent to. We're gonna see if we can't get enough of them to basically get whatever we need, and then start multiplying them. So we're gonna need 8 of each. We're gonna have to get lucky and get the 8. So yeah, that's gonna be fun, but shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to work on that. I'm gonna get basically I'm gonna get a bunch of antimony. I'm gonna make a bunch of the omni matter, and then turn those into what we need. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoy this. This thing was a very expensive, very time-consuming build, but unfortunately it's probably not going to be useful. Unfortunately. Oh well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!